Hello dear students, welcome to Sing Style of Max. So today we are going to study about three-dimensional space, right? Only it's just an introduction, just a model through which you will be able to visualize how a plane looks like, how the octants look like, okay? So far you have learned about two-dimension space. In two-dimension space, what used to happen is you just had one plane. Plane means what? This surface. For example, you're taking this surface, right? Forget about that model for now. So this is the plane, right? In this, you were considering x-axis and y-axis. Means two lines, okay? Two lines intersecting at an angle of 90 degree, okay? So one is the horizontal line. The horizontal line is considered as what? X-axis. The vertical line is considered as y-axis, okay? That looks something like this, right? X-axis, x dash represents negative x-axis, right? Y-axis, negative y-axis. The point of intersection of both the axes is origin, right? So these two lines divide this complete plane in the sense this green color paper, right? This plane into four parts. Since it divides into four parts, each part is called as quadrant, okay? First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, right? You studied about this one so far in your earlier classes, but now when you go for higher studies, you're going to study about three dimension. In three dimension, what is the difference is that these kind of planes, there are three planes which are considered. Three planes, they will mutually intersect and create a three-dimension space. How exactly? Let me just show you. So look here. There are three planes, right? As I said you. So three planes in the sense you can differentiate by seeing the color of the paper. I have taken one plane, one color. Blue color represents xy plane. Xy plane, observe clearly, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, this is your z-axis, okay, which is towards you. This is z-axis. So this blue color comprises of what? X-axis and y-axis. There is no role of z-axis. So this particular plane, okay, this is xy, xy plane. So this blue represents what? xy or simply xy plane, right? And this black color is having what? See here, y-axis, origin and z-axis towards the plane, means towards you, okay? So z, therefore this black color represents what? YOZ plane or simply YZ plane. Coming to green color, which is the third plane represents what? Observe clearly, this is comprising of x-axis, origin and z-axis. Therefore this represents what? XOZ plane or simply XZ plane, right? And as I said you, these three planes intersect, okay? They intersect at a point origin, and they intersect in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. What do you mean by mutually perpendicular? If you're considering any two of the planes, they are at an angle of 90 degree, right? So these planes can be also considered as coordinate planes, right? So these three planes, they will divide the whole space into 8 parts. How? Observe clearly, this black paper, this blue color and green color. This is one, right? One. Next coming to this one, second. Here third, fourth, and behind this one there is fifth, sixth, and below again 2, 7 and 8. Okay, so these particular planes are dividing the space into 8 parts, and since they are dividing into 8 parts, here we will call each part as octant, okay? Just as in your two-dimension space, it was dividing into 4 parts, and quad represents what? 4. Therefore each part was called as what? Quadrant here in two-dimension space. In three-dimension, each part is called as octant because it is dividing the plane into 8 parts. 8 means what? Octa, right? So therefore each is called as octant. This is first octant, second octant, third octant, fourth octant. Behind this is fifth. You have to go in order, okay? First, behind the first octant will be fifth. Next, same order, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So behind first will be fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, right? So now comes, how do you locate the point? You are actually having you have to recognize the where the point lies in the octant. Okay, suppose I give you 1 point, +1 -2 +1, then where does it lie? How do you identify? You have to understand the sign system. Okay, so let us go with the basics. Earlier you have studied in 2-dimension space that in first quadrant the sign is plus plus. Yes or no? Let me just write it. Wait a minute. So this is what you had learned in your earlier classes. Plus plus in the sense first quadrant. Why? X-axis is also positive, Y-axis is also positive. Next, second quadrant, X-axis, negative X-axis is considered, positive Y-axis is considered, therefore minus plus. Coming to third quadrant, you have learned minus minus, and for fourth, you have learned plus minus. This goes the same with octants as well. You have to just remember the signs, okay? And it is very easy to remember. Let me just tell you how. See here. First, second, third, fourth. You know already for 2-dimension, right? Same thing applies for 1, 2, 3, 4. But what about z-axis? What about the sign of z-axis? Since this is towards you, positive z-axis. So therefore, what will be the sign in the first octant? Plus, plus, plus. What about second? You go with the 2-dimension. Minus plus is there. Z will be plus. So minus, plus, plus. What about third? Go with 2-dimension. What is there? Minus, minus. So positive z-axis, therefore minus minus plus. Coming with the fourth, plus minus plus. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them are having positive z-axis. Going behind 5, 6, 7, 8 will have negative z-axis, therefore go with the same sign scheme, but z coordinate will be negative. Okay, so now I told you an example. Okay, suppose I'm taking an example, +1 -2 +3, where the point lies. How will you identify? Okay, how will you identify +1 -2 +3? Where does this lie? You just go with this sign scheme. Go with 2-dimension first, plus minus, right? This is what? Plus minus plus. So plus minus means fourth, and the third coordinate, that is z coordinate, is what? Plus. So therefore positive z-axis, that means plus minus is fourth. Therefore the point plus minus plus, or +1 -2 +3, lies in fourth octant. Okay, so this is how you'll be identifying the points. So this is just an illustration. Okay, I'll be starting the chapter as early as possible about the 3-dimensional space. You can just have a look. This is your first octant, this is your second, this is your third, this is your fourth, and behind this one is the fifth, and this is sixth, and you can see here there is one more, right? And this one more here, right? So this is how octant concept can be explained. I hope so the video was helpful for you, and if it was helpful, do share with those who find mathematics too difficult to visualize. Let them visualize this model. Okay, although this model is not so perfect, but I would say I have just made an attempt to make you understand the concept of octants, okay, so that you can visualize next in the coming classes. If someone says that the point lies in xy plane, and yes, there's one more concept, right? So the point lies in xy plane. If it is lying here, there is no role of z-axis. So they will ask you, like, if the point lies in xy plane, what is the value of z coordinate? Definitely 0, because in xy plane there is no role of this z-axis, right? So therefore the point will be, x value will be there, y value will be there. It can be anything, positive or negative. But in xy plane there is no z value. Therefore this will have z coordinate 0. Similarly in xz plane, there is no role of y-axis, right? So y coordinate will be 0. There will be only x-axis, z-axis, right? Okay, this you have to understand. And after this, if you start reading from books, you can easily visualize. And one more thing is that if you want to understand even in a better way without model, you can actually understand by books as well. One of my teachers taught me that from books also you can visualize x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Let me just show you if possible. Wait a minute. Okay, this is the novel I'm presently going with. See here, if you place this book something like this, something like this, okay, this, I just have one hand right now, Okay, something like this. You will understand this horizontal line. Okay, this horizontal line. Okay, let me take it like this then. This horizontal line, okay, above one, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, and this thickness you can consider it as z-axis. You can also visualize like this, or if you open something like this, then x-axis, y-axis, and this one negative z-axis, which is going away from you, right? So negative z-axis, right? X-axis, y-axis, z-axis. From book also you can visualize. Actually, this was taught by one of my favorite teachers, right? Anyways, so I hope the video was helpful for you. If it was helpful, kindly share. You can support me only in this way, right? As I always tell you, the only support we get, I get to make more such videos or take more classes, teach you more, share more, is through your comments. Those comments motivate me. Usually I'll get lazy, like what to explain, let it be, people already know, I need not explain. But then those comments which say that, ma'am, it was helpful, so those are the things which motivate me, right? Anyways, thank you so much for being in connection with me, right? Thank you so much for watching this video. That's it. God bless you. So that's all for today. God bless you.